So now what do I do? Well, I guess there's only one thing. There's something I'd like to know. Are you real? Can you feel?
Hi friends, I'm Prairie Vintage. My name's Linda. I'm an energy intuitive reader here on YouTube. I use spirits and my intuition, the tarot, to communicate energies to you guys, amazing viewers. If you guys are new to this channel, welcome. I'm so glad you guys finally found me. For those of you guys returning, I'm so blessed and I'm so grateful to do your reading again today. You guys are all very safe and welcome in this space with me today. Today's reading, we're looking at the person on your mind and how this person thinks you're feeling at this time. Okay, so it's coming from their perspective. It may or may not be the objective truth or how you're feeling. So keep that in mind. And keep an open intuition in order for you to be able to connect with whether this is your person or not, especially since you might not be aware of their perspective. I won't be doing an energy check, but hopefully some of the relationship pulls through so that you know that that pile is indeed for you. As always, I ask that you use your own intuition, come up with what you'll see, feel, or hear to determine whether the messaging is right for you. We'll get into the deck shortly, but I do want to just have a quick disclaimer here. I'm not everybody's reader because I am not tapped into everybody's energy frequency. That'd be insane. So this energy frequency, these energy frequencies I'm tapping into are very specific, okay, which may or may not resonate for you and your energy and your connection. If it doesn't, chances are there might be another reading that could resonate for you. Not necessarily this one. And if that doesn't connect, then probably not a good fit in regards to the frequencies that I'm tapped into here. Okay. My channel might be a little bit of a trigger. Okay. And I say, good. Let the triggering flow through you. Some Star Wars meme reference here. Okay. If we're not allowing the triggering to flow through, then we can't really heal. Okay. So the more triggering, I celebrate. I say, good. The only reason we'd be triggered is because we have unresolved traumas in our shadow. And so we're pulled emotionally by what is said. If it doesn't resonate, it doesn't resonate. We go to another pile, doesn't make sense, whatever, we leave. No need to convince me of anything because all you're trying to do is convince yourself of something. And that's fine. Build my Google algorithm, my YouTube algorithm, whatever. Doesn't matter. But I'm just saying, like, identify that if there's a trigger, this is what is going to help you. Okay. And that's why I do this. So maybe you are at the right place. Good. Let the butt hurt flow through you. Okay. So I know that sounds very crude and rude, but this is meant to eliminate whoever's not here to heal and just perpetuate their state of victimhood, suffering, and whatever. And we're all in different states. But if you want to perpetuate that, then you're not at the point of truly wanting liberation, freedom, and healing. Now, this doesn't mean other people aren't creating all sorts of drama, trauma, and all of that. That's absolutely real. That's absolutely happening, although they are in shadow. So we need to know when we're in shadow and we're pulled in all sorts of ways. That's up to us. Nobody's going to do that for you. No tarot reader is going to do that for you. No other person is going to do that for you. You're going to identify that. So the more triggered you get, the more shadows we find, the more we celebrate together, and the more liberation you have. And then you change your frequency. And then you don't need to go, finding, chasing around, pinballing from person to person, place to place, feeling like everyone is doing you dirty because everyone is a problem. But you're good. You're perfect. Everyone else is a problem. Not how it works, okay? We're all problems. Every single one of us has issues. So I'm here to let you be okay with your issues and be completely comfortable in seeing what is not working for you so that you can be conscious, awakened, make changes, and make decisions in the moments that are aligned for your highest good so that you're not suffering. This is all about freeing you from suffering, not keep you stuck on a person, not validate this person's the evil narcissist, not validate why they shoulda, coulda, woulda done this or that. None of that is going to happen here ever. Period. End of story. Now, I will read what pulls through here. So if they coulda, woulda, shoulda, it will say, and it will come through. And that's what I read. I read cards. I read energy. I don't make it up. I don't see what it is I want to say. I don't interpret it in a way that makes sense to me. All I'm doing is reading what's there, and Spirit is using me as a channel, knowing my limitation and my capability of how I'm going to channel it. So it is coming through me specifically through Spirit. Okay. So it knows how I'm going to be reading these cards, although I see things here I have no idea. No idea. It's totally not even what I understand what's going on. Okay, so it's not Linda coming up with my interpretation of concluding anything for you. It's Spirit putting cards in front of me, and then I'm channeling exactly what it is. If you don't like it, then I'd say it's probably your pile. If it doesn't resonate, make no sense to you, and it's indifference, then just, then it's not your pile. Go check out another one. Now, if it totally resonates and makes sense to you, then it should provide you with a level of confirmation and healing. Okay, but either way, if we're triggered, not triggered, but resonates, then it's your pile, and we're using the information accordingly. But if we're confused, surprised, completely thrown off kilter, probably not your pile. And don't force it and make it fit. Okay, because this doesn't necessarily mean it's for you just because you clicked on it. Although, if you did click on a reading, I do feel there is a message in there for you. Spirit wants you to be aware of. Whether you're conscious enough to pull it in is going to be up to you. If you're too stuck on your own perception, idea, what you're going to see, you're going to miss it altogether. This is why we need to be open to what we see, but not so open that our brains fall on the floor and we get completely just confused. Okay, so open intuition. Don't force messages. Specific ones come through for individuals. It should be the overall energy in that pile that should resonate with you. And if it doesn't, then it's not your pile. Don't make it fit. Okay, now you can crisscross energies as you see fit. You could be tapping into how you think your person feels. Okay, that's absolutely a possibility here. In fact, one of these piles will most likely have that. Okay, so you can listen to that, or you can go check out another pile to see where your person's at. Sometimes Spirit comes through and hijacks the reading with something that I'm not even understanding, and it's what you're needing to hear. Okay, I'm not doing it for clickbait. I have no control over what Spirit says. And yes, I'm going to put the description exactly what I intend on reading, because Spirit knows you're going to come here, click on that, and then get what you get. So you don't get upset. And if you get upset, then great. You can get upset at me all you like before you start to fall in love with me and your healing. Okay, because that is ultimately what you're going to love. You're going to be free, you're going to be liberated, and you're going to not carry any sort of hurts and contracting energies of resentments, anger, bitterness, and being upset at the tarot reader for telling you something that you don't like to hear. All right, so beautiful angels. 4 piles to choose from today. Let's get into the decks we'll be using. So for option number 1, we have the Cosmic Slumber. I rarely use this deck. I mean, it's a great deck, but I don't know, I'm editorializing. Maybe it has something to do with the readings today. Cosmic Slumber. Yeah. Not bad. Okay, option number 2, we have the Black Tarot. I do use this one, but to nothing. I don't know why I'm editorializing again. Whatever. Option number 2. If you guys are interested in any of these decks, I do have the Tarot Flip Through deck reveals in my playlist. Going through these. This is the Jane Austen Tarot, which came with no box. I got this off of Etsy. And they're very wavy cards here, which is annoying. I don't know if it's because of the cardstock, but I'm going to editorialize all the way through so that we have an equal amount of energy balance. Option number 4. We have this Divine Tarot deck. Sorry, not Divine, Divina Tarot deck. Okay. I was really drawn to the hearts at the top of the box here when I pulled it. All of these are very specific to this reading. Okay. For the oracles, we're only going to use 2. We're going to use the Blind Spot Oracle cards from Teal Swan, which I'm absolutely loving, by the way. And I don't think I left it a great review on my playlist because they're very sort of, I don't know, like I had to write on the cards in order for me to connect with it. So I don't know, maybe that's a strategy for some of you guys. And we're also using the Anagram Oracle cards. Okay, this also didn't have a box, but this is where you can get them. As you can see, I'm in a very funky energy, and this could be interesting. All right, could be the mood or whatever. I don't know. But I do appreciate you guys being here. I love you guys all very, very much, whether the messages resonate or not. You know, not every single reading is going to have a message for you. In fact, sometimes we don't think messages are for us, and they are, because we're too blinded in the moment to understand or see. So this is why all my readings are timeless. Okay, whenever you sort of click on that video or pull to it, is most likely going to have a message that's connecting to your frequency. Okay, as long as your intuition's open. Otherwise, we're just completely clouded with fears, judgments. We have things going on in our world, and then we try to make things fit, and we get confused. We don't know which is our pile, which is our person, which is us, and we're completely upside down. Sometimes there's heavy mirroring, so it's absolutely fine to not know whether it's you or your person. When you guys are unraveled in some sort of soul contract or mirroring situation, that's absolutely normal and fine. Okay, so I did feel I had to say all this so that we can weed out anyone here who's completely lost, confused, and would be better serviced someplace else. But you're all more than welcome to stay here. I do, like I say, want to make sure that the whole point here is for you to heal and and resolve whatever you're dealing with. So sit with these 4 piles. I will put the timestamp in the description box and in the pinned comment below. It'll take you directly to your pick, and I will see you at your pick. Hello, gorgeous angels. Pile number 1. You guys stayed with me after that intro message. I do suggest you go there, okay? Whether you've been here a million years or not, go to my intro. Everybody go there, and then you can stay here, okay? But do what you like. But if you stay here and you don't listen to the intro, you're going to get a big fat block from something, okay? Not from me, just from an energy block, however that happens. So, beautiful angels, pile number 1, you guys picked the dragon's blood, and I didn't mention any of these stones in the intro, which is interesting, but dragon's blood is a masculine energy. Okay, sometimes it's used in order for us to speak our truth and lay boundaries and put certain things in action. So what are we doing? We're taking a look at the person you came here about and how they think you are feeling. It's coming from their perspective. May or may not be accurate with how you're feeling, okay? So use your intuition, and let's get into this reading. Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile 1. The person they came here about. How do they think pile 1 is feeling about them, the connection at this moment? What does pile number 1's person think that pile 1 is actually feeling at this time, right here, right now? Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile number 1. This connection. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, pile 1, for allowing me to tap into your energy, the energy around you at this time. I'm so blessed to be here, and I'm so grateful to do your reading. Pile 1's person on their mind, person they came here about. How do they think pile 1 is feeling at this time? Clear and concise message, Spirit. Thank you so much for this message. We're so blessed to be here, and please allow me to channel this message in a way that pile 1 will understand, that they can connect with and resonate with for the greatest and highest good of this connection. And pile 1, one more for pile 1's person. Thank you so much. Okay, let's take a look. The Magus, Virgo, Gemini. This is magician energy, communication, divine timing. We have the 4 Pentacles in reverse, and we have the 9 of Pentacles. Okay, and we have the 10 of Wands, and we have the Page of Wands, and we have the Empress in reverse, Taurus, Libra, and we have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. So you don't have to resonate with the Sun, Moon, Rising, or your person with those signs, but it is the energy that's sitting here, okay, which may be yours, your person's. It's the vibe that's coming through energetically. And we have the Page of Swords in reverse. So we have 2 pages. Pages are all about communication, early stages of understanding in this case, and exploration. Okay, now let's take a look at this. We have the comfort zone, which is this 4 of Pentacle energy, and then we have feeling unloved, basic fear, number 11, So 11 is a very spiritual number, divine inspiration, synchronicities, encouragements to keep going. So it says feeling unloved, feeling unessential, feeling rejected, separation, indifference, feeling isolated, feeling abandoned. Number 2 is giving me Pisces energy, a need for choice. Okay, could be balance, duality, High Priestess energy, all about the inner knowing. It's also about justice and judgment, okay, which could talk about karmic lessons and bringing things into balance or making things just where things might have been unjust. So type 2, the helper, emotional center between giving and receiving. And we have here self-listening. Okay, so we have basic fear with the root chakra, and we have avoidance here with the root chakra 20, or the number 2 pulling through again. Like I said, choice, duality, balance, self-listening, self-promoting, self-focusing, loneliness, self-assertion, setting boundaries. What did I say? With the dragon's blood here. Okay, recognizing your needs. Type 2, the helper, emotional center between giving and receiving. So let me sit here with this energy. It is very clear. Make sure it's clear. Okay. You can crisscross energy if this is how you think your person feels, okay? Like I mentioned. This energy that I'm tapped into, I do feel one energy, okay? And I do feel another energy sort of in context here of, I think, what's going on. So I do feel for this group, there's a block to some form of communication. And I do feel there's also a block to manifesting further in this connection, like a connection or progressing or like making something happen here. Okay, but I do feel there is a block in communication. So this could be a period of no contact, separation, where we're omitting talking about something or resolving something. Okay, even if we're in connection, we're avoiding the elephant in the room or addressing something here or just not talking at all. I'm getting there's a not talking about something specifically, and it could be about somebody coming out of their comfort zone to maybe decide, choose this connection or what it is that they want, because there's a strong card here of independence and singleness. And so it definitely could be your person is thinking that you're blocked in regards to becoming honest or open or clearing the air up in regards to wanting to be single or independent and letting go of this sort of phase. And there goes my email confirming what I'm saying, this phase in your world, which is your comfort zone. You're comfortable being alone. You're comfortable being single, whatever that comes with, but that there is this burden that's being carried here. And I do feel it's being carried by both of you guys. Okay. I don't know necessarily whether they feel you're being burdened by this. They could say, well, this is the burden on the connection, the lack of communication or clarity, or that you're burdened with a decision you have to make between choosing yourself and this connection. Could be something they're feeling, but I feel like there's burdens all around really at the end of the day. And that you do have a desire here potentially to explore this connection, but it would go against your understanding of what you have going on right now, which is your independence or being single or being free. And so this person's understanding this is a block to love, like you have a challenge giving love, receiving love, or engaging with this person and allowing things to flow. It's like you're shutting down the natural flow or your feelings or engaging, participating, manifesting with this person. It's like you're getting right up in there by omitting some form of clarity or not making a decision, like purposefully in some way here. I feel, like you're on purpose withholding clarity or information. And they're not thinking that you're clear, but you don't want to tell them. They're saying you have a choice here to make a decision, or you're sitting with a decision that you have to make. But instead of making this decision, you're keeping things cloudy, or you're omitting talking about it or getting clear about it or putting all the cards on the table. And this is really, really starting to stack up here and it's been a big burden here and been the heaviness. And for a lot of you guys, this is what's probably created this feeling of separation if you're separated, or just both you guys feeling maybe rejected. Like maybe this person had to reject you because it's like, I need clarity or certainty. Like, where's this going? Are things going to change? Or are they going to stay where they're at right now? Are you going to release whatever it is here that you're hanging on to, that you're saying is more important in your world? Okay, but they're seeing it here as like, what's more important in your world? Like, I don't feel like this is a problem here. So it's like they're seeing it as, you think whatever you're hanging on to here is your sense of independence that's healthy, like your confidence, your independence, your ability to stand on your own, your resources, and that you see this as like a healthy thing to hang on to, and that you'd have to let go of that side of you, to be collaborating or receive love, which seems a little bit disjointed because, and this could be how they're thinking you're sort of seeing it, because I feel like there is a difference between independence and being hyper independent and not allowing anyone in here. And this is where I feel like, there's this like energy that's coming through. Like I said, the other person feels like they have to set some form of boundary here, in order to like, not devalue themselves, because I feel like this person feels like you might be choosing your needs and yourself in a way here that is understood by you as you doing you. Okay. But at the same time, there's like this feeling of feeling boxed out or rejected. And yeah, this sort of thing that's going on. What I'm getting now, sorry, you guys are going to have to sort of take what resonates here, is your person is maybe accepting, just accepting, like, you want to do you want to be in your world. And obviously it's like doing good for you in some capacity, because you're seeing it as something that is all encompassing for you, that you're confident in, regardless of their opinion, whether you should or shouldn't, or this sort of thing. But they are seeing it as your comfort zone. It's like, this is how you are, and this is what you're choosing, and this is what's created this heaviness here, is by you sticking or siding to that, it somehow boxes me out. And so Spirit is pulling through here with a couple of messages. One, if this person has an anxious attachment style, this is being mirrored to them in order for them to choose themselves and learn and be mirrored that what it looks like to be in a 9 Pentacles, because you could be in a healthy 9 Pentacles here, just doing your own world, and they could just be feeling rejected, and they could be projecting this. And really, there's nothing you're really doing. You're just sort of living your best life over here. And maybe you are sort of engaged with this person in some capacity, but without, letting go of your autonomy in some capacity. And maybe they're used to enmeshment, or maybe they're used to, I don't know, codependencies, because this isn't a codependent energy at all. And I am getting, this is how you're coming across here, and that you're in some form of control of yourself here, but that you're not being clear with them, or you're not deciding or airing something out here. So I feel like this person is being asked to take a look at themselves, and I think this person might be avoiding looking at themselves. Like really taking a look at the mirror that's being shown to them, that they have to become, well, they don't have to do anything, but it's being mirrored to them for a reason. Because remember, we were feeling that karmic sort of lesson here with the judgment justice energy that I was pulling through from the number 2, which is coming through here. Okay. And we have another 11 here, which I didn't even notice. So we have 1111. Some of you guys might resonate with the twin flame, which would resonate with this mirroring. Okay. Because twin flame connections are really mirroring shadows back at each other. This would be a shadow, because one person is sort of confident, maybe independent in being single and alone. And one other person might be only strong in connection and relationship and enmeshment, because there's a need to learn about boundaries and self-love and self-worth and value themselves Now, this doesn't mean that this person is seeing you correctly, because I feel, especially if there's a twin flame, this might actually be like this. But I think this person's perception is a little bit clouded here. Okay. Because I feel it's being shown to them in a certain way. That's, like I said, there's a projection here. And it's being shown to this person so that they can understand how to put in place healthy boundaries between them and this connection, and not feel rejected and isolated and unloved and abandoned and all this stuff here. Okay. And now, regardless if you're like this or like this or like this or like that, it doesn't matter. This person shouldn't be swaying on your 9 pentacle doing this. If you're bipolar and you're up and you're down and you're codependent, you have a job, you don't have a job, all of a sudden you're this or that. It doesn't really necessarily have any bearing on this person if they were an upright empress. But this person's an upside down empress, which means this person is learning a big lesson and they're still not understanding or seeing it. And so they're hurting. Okay. And like I mentioned, this is all about healing. And so like this could definitely be the viewer here. Okay. And I might not be reading your person necessarily accurately here, because like I said, however they're sitting, but I feel like I'm going back to how I was reading it. So this is your person. Your person is now just seeing you however you be, as how you're choosing to be, either by default or by not clearing the air, but you're choosing this by default in some way or just in your action, and that they feel shut out and boxed out, and that this connection cannot progress until you let go of that. Okay, but I don't know necessarily saying, oh, let go of your confidence and your independence here, but this is how it's sort of pulling through. So maybe it's like, this is what the burden is here. One person sees this as independence and strength and confidence, and another person is maybe looking through the mirror of, this is some form of comfort zone or something that might not be good or needs to be let go of. And so I think Spirit would, need to clear up whether this is a healthy type of 9 pentacles here in reality, not under perception, to know whether one person is just really clinging to something here because they're fearing intimacy or fearing a 2 cups or fearing working with another. They're all about themselves, which could definitely be an accurate thing. But regardless, this person is being shown, however you're acting, a mirror back to them so that they could resolve this feeling of feeling unloved. So let's just see here, because if you are the viewer, maybe you're feeling, well, if you are the viewer, okay, let me get this story straight. If you resonate as the person here who's had to, sort of accept the fact that somebody here is in a 9 pentacle, but you're not seeing or understanding this 9 pentacle fully. Maybe you're learning about self-boundaries and looking at yourself and enmeshment and your own confidence. Maybe you're learning about being on your own, not, having to depend on another connection or someone else, I should say. Okay, now if you are the person here who has been sitting in the confusion, and I say sitting in confusion because it's clear that something needs to be talked about, something needs to be discussed and resolved, and it's creating this thing. Let's get some information there. Okay, before we wrap up, can we get some information in regards to advice regarding the objective truth of what's actually going on here, regardless of whatever side you fall on? Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile number 1. Thank you, Spirit. Pile number 1, advice, guidance, and what is actually going on here. Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good. The Knight, this is a special card in this, so not seeing clearly. It's like moon energy, And could even talk about fears. Like at night, it's like we act differently at night, than we do in the daytime. We could be more cautious and start to see things and shadows, and it's really like moonlight energy in some capacity. The Fool, a new beginning. Look at the daytime here. And that's interesting, isn't it? Isn't it? 8 Wands. Communication. and 10 of Cups in reverse. Okay. I have a feeling I'm reading for the person here who needs to take a look. That's how I feel. Okay? But it doesn't matter how I feel. I'm going to read what's coming through here. This situation was unclear. However, you slice and dice it because someone wasn't communicating. That's clear. Or clear. Yeah, it's clear. It's clear that it's confusing. Okay? It's as clear as mud. And so there's fear in walking in the unknown because we want to be cautious, right? So like we don't want to just be all la 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 walk up a back lane and then we get robbed by 10 muggers because it's dark and be silly. And so I think this fear is kind of legitimate here, you know? It's like legitimately wanting to be cautious of what we don't see in order for us to protect ourselves in a way that's a healthy boundary. Okay, and I feel like this person that I'm tapped into here, whoever this person is now going from the unclear, feared circumstance where they have limited to no control over what's lurking in the dark to only dealing with clarity, even if they don't know necessarily where they're going. It's like, but at least I can see, you know, and it's more freeing. And it's like, I'm just going to sort of leave this behind me. So I feel like this person is just literally like leaving whatever experience here behind because it was too fearful. And there goes my email, confusing. And I feel like there was a need to communicate. That never really came. These wands are in water, which I feel like I just heard times out, like something got extinguished. Like I think, yeah, and that's why we had magician, which is all about timing. Divine timing. I feel like there was a need for a communication that was too late or never came or got extinguished here, or some communication that extinguished this connection or this person's understanding. Something got extinguished. And I do feel there's communication in play here, however it goes, okay? And normally you see the 8 wands are kind of firing off and they're moving. It's like these are like sort of drowning in the water. So I feel like there might have been a lot of like a lot of emotions wrapped up in this, or like a lot of weight put on the communication or the clarity that would come of this in order for there to be movement. But these are like sinking. And so I feel like this situation was sinking or something like this, or this person had to go deep within their emotions in some capacity in order to have a breakthrough, because this is a card of breakthrough. And I feel like this person is breaking through maybe some of the fears and the unknowns and having their own sort of, I don't know, deciding factor here to just be like, I'm going to have a new beginning here and let bygones be bygones. Leave the past behind me, because this is a card of not having any baggage. So I don't feel like there's any bad blood here, although I do feel, and this is probably why this message came through. This person saw a 10 of Cups here, a potential. Okay, that's sad as a potential, sad as a potential. 2 10s are talking about an ending. I do feel like there was an ending here for a lot of you guys, or an ending that is about to take place because the 10 wands of burden are about to snap. Wherever you guys are sitting in the scale, okay? And this person feels unloved. What the big challenge is here that I see is this person might be using their ego, because I'm seeing a lot of sun, okay, as a protective sort of thing, because this is what the ego does, to make a reason here as to why this feels more safe, and it probably does, okay, but where are they walking to when they're being asked to look at something and resolve something? Because where they're going to walk to is most likely another situation where they're going to feel the same way, because this person hasn't resolved this upside down Empress. They have to, unless this is where they're walking to, dealing with their shadow work. But that's not what I feel. I feel this person's not seeing it, didn't fully understand it, just feels unloved and says, oh, I guess pile number 1, just didn't love me, didn't see value in me. And this is how they should have been. And it was too confusing. And so now I'm just going to go walk into my happiness. It's like, no, you're not going to walk into your happiness until you go into plunge into your belly of the beast, which is all your fears here. Why you felt unloved, why you thought this person's healthy confidence here, if this is what this was, regardless, again, what it was. Oh, this person was a narcissist, this person was selfish, this person was, okay, who cares? Like, who cares? Like, I get it. Like, someone's going to care in their world, wherever they are, but for you, because this person's lack of seeing themselves or their shadow has nothing to do with your own perception of self and your own healthy level of understanding yourself and your boundaries and self-love of self. So there's this love of self that needs to be understood and worked on and plunged into the depths. Although I do feel like this person plunged into the depths, but they might have plunged into the pain, plunged into making peace with walking away or closing this out or saying, yeah, there's going to be no potential here that I thought was going to happen. And I've made peace with this. And so now here I walk into the next situation. Okay. And so maybe they do feel good and they're like, yeah, I'm not in suffering. I'm in this freedom now. And it's like, yeah, but at any moment, this person's going to walk off the cliff again, because there's a heavy energy here of having to really look at self. This was showing them a mirror for them to learn this and understand this. And look, this is still upside down, meaning this person is going to repeat this cycle either with this person again or with another person. The universe keeps them stuck in this sort of perpetual lesson until this person is in an upright empress. So it doesn't matter if they're just happy now for like a ham sandwich. Okay, like, yeah, happiness is great, but this is like an egoic happiness, I feel, and kind of like a naive, I don't know what I don't know, and right now I'm happy, and that's all that kind of matters, and whoopsie, now I'm in another relationship where I'm enmeshed, and this person doesn't love me, and they're doing their own thing, and why don't they put me first, and the more I give to them, and it's like, yeah, but no one says the more you give, the more you're going to receive. And there's a need to love self, give self, understand self, have a strong, confident self before we can go into another connection. So you weren't expecting to hear all that. If this was you, if this was your person, then you might be, yeah. You might be seeing this trauma in this person, or the shadow in this person. It's like, I'm just doing me. Okay, however you see it here. But go check out another pile, because if it is flipped, guaranteed this person probably has some mirror here of something they're not seeing either. Okay, especially if you resonate with, like I said, there being a connection here where there was triggering and where we're sort of triggering each other. Okay, it's easy to see ego in other people, shadow in other people, and when it's about ourselves, we look the other way. Knock, knock, knock. Somebody here. Okay, so this is your reading, pile 1. I love you so, so much. I hope this helped you, and I will see you at the next one. Bye-bye. Gorgeous angels, pile number 2. You guys picked the crazy lace agate. I don't think I mentioned these stones. Crazy lace agate. Is this some crazy kind of love? Let's see. Pile number 2. We're looking at the person you came here about, and how is it that this person is thinking that you're feeling about them in this connection. Okay, this is coming from their perception. I do suggest you go listen to the intro before you listen to this reading. Highly, 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 highly suggest all you guys go do that, okay? Especially if you want to stay here and listen to this reading. Because that's going to clear up a lot of noise going on in your head. And I don't want any buzzing here. If I get buzzing, then I get chopping. So, beautiful pile number 2. Let us take a look. Person you came here about, and we're looking at how this person is thinking you're feeling and thinking. It could definitely be reversed. Okay, if it is, go check out another pile and try not to get triggered by someone's perception. It's just their own perception. May or may not be accurate. Clear, concise message for pile number 2. Person they came here about, how are they thinking that pile number 2 is feeling and thinking about them at this time? What's their perception here, Spirit? Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile number 2. Please protect me and the viewer as I channel this message for the greatest and highest good. And please help me to channel this in a way pile 2 will understand. Thank you so much, spirits, and thank you so much, pile 2, for allowing me to tap into your energy, the energy around you at this time. I'm so blessed to be here doing your reading. Pile 2, and the person they came here about, how are they thinking pile 2 is feeling at this time? Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good. I'll read these shortly. We have disputes. So the only cards revealed themselves so far is dispute, the 8 of Wands in reverse, and the Fool, Aquarius energy. Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile 2. Pile 2, person they came here about. How do they think pile 2 is feeling? Too many, spirits. I do feel there might be that one on top, and I do feel there might be Maybe 2 more here. Let's see, spirits. Clear and concise message. Yeah, 2 more. Okay. Let's look. Page of Pentacles. Okay. Page of Pentacles. Under that, we have the Queen of Swords. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. All right. The Three of Swords in reverse. The High Priestess, Pisces energy. Okay. And we have the Six of Cups in reverse. And we have the Fool, Aquarius energy, clarified by the Eight of Wands in reverse. Okay. And then we have the Lovers in reverse. So heavy Gemini energy here with this Queen of Swords coming through. And we have the World. Wow. So disputes, card 27 or the number 9. 9 could be Hermit Moon energy. Okay, which is Virgo, Cancer, Pisces. It says avoidance, ego level. Disputes, confrontation, villain role, quarrel, breakup, divergency, make a choice. Type 9, the peacemaker, instinctive center between forgetting and asserting oneself. The solar plexus energy here. And then we have the root chakra, 56 with mental tendency, stress level. Number 2. So some of you guys might have resonated with Pile 1. I don't know. I haven't got into this energy just yet, but there were a lot of 2s and there was some similar energy here, okay? Excessive emotions, simulation, delusion, agitation, overexcitement, affective dependence. Type 2, the helper, emotional center between giving and receiving. So 2s are all about choices. Okay, 2 is High Priestess energy, which could be our intuition. It's also justice, judgment. So it could be something karmically that we're learning. Okay, that we're being shown. I need to understand something potentially here. So we have root chakra stuff. We have the mask of altruism, 64. Or the number 10. 10 is all about transformation, ends of cycles, which we have the World here. That would be end of cycle. Denying death. Wow. 62 or 8. Some Leo energy coming through and some Aquarius, which we have the Fool. So more Aquarius. Denying death. Okay. And then we have self-preservation disguised as self-sabotage. Interesting. 78. Okay. Beautiful people. That is 15, which is devil energy, Capricorn energy. Okay. So there's something here. Let's see this. Sorry, this is a new deck, but I am wanting to see. I'm just going to not read the whole thing, but just see an overall skim here of the Mask of Altruism. 158. Spirit, what is this? What we're needing to see here. If you have drawn the sigil, you're being asked to see that society has made self-focus and self-interest so bad and wrong that you no longer see selfishness and self-interest in yourself. Instead, you have disguised it as altruism. Interesting. We use the mask of altruism in many ways to disguise our own self-centered interests. Helping or rescuing someone or something as a way of externally rescuing yourself. It can be very hard to see that you're doing this because so often altruism is specifically in order to say, okay, the sigil wants you to spare you from their pain. Okay. All right. Let me sit here with this energy, okay? What's under this Queen of Swords? The Hangman, Pisces energy. This is really fascinating. No, it's not my job to know where this energy is sort of coming from, you know? Could be definitely you and how you see yourself. Could be a thing as well, okay? Take whatever resonates here, but I'm going to read it as though this person being your person and how they're thinking that you're seeing yourself. Or how you're seeing yourself, how you're seeing this situation. So there's this energy here of not wanting to sort of address the elephant in the room. And there's like a part of yourself here that feels a little bit martyrdom-ish, you know? And it's like something that needs to be resolved and looked at honestly without by addressing the full truth. This person thinks that there's like a situation or circumstance of your past. Now, I don't know if it's this connection or like you're dealing with something on the side. Some of you guys, it could be this connection or whatever, but it's like you're not allowing yourself to move forward from this thing because there's a part of yourself that you're not wanting to come in contact with or acknowledge or deal with or be honest with yourself about that would allow you to be free to make choices to move yourself forward. Like that there is a major thing, whatever it is you're dealing with here, that has you really, really, really sort of committed to it, but in an unhealthy way that is preventing there being a forward movement for yourself. However this goes with them in your life, I don't know, but it's like the lover's path here is blocked because of, why is there something here? Oh, it's a 6. That threw me for a loop. So 6 is all about problem solving, compassion, harmony. So there's a block to a path forward to you, and that you are saying to yourself, and maybe out loud, but how they're seeing you is like you're under the guise of, I'm doing this for this reason and this reason alone, but really what you're doing is skirting around something you don't want to have to do or address. And that you're under some false pretense or some delusion that you might know. This is the thing. It's like, you know, it's not like you're not seeing it. It's hidden in your subconscious. It's like you already know, but that you're painting it off to them. That you're doing this because of XYZ. But really, behind the scenes, it's like you have a hard time detaching or moving on or dealing with this thing that has you stuck in your world. And I don't know if it's created a breakup or it's creates quarrels in this connection, or it just creates conflict and tension, and that you're avoiding to deal with this thing within your own world. And then you're telling them, oh, yeah, I got to do this, or you're dressing it up as something else. Okay, however you dress it up as. And it's like they're saying, hey, pile 2, you got to deal with this thing and really look at it and be honest with yourself in order for you to process the healing. But the processing the healing means that you got to sort of deal with this thing, because I feel like this is a weird energy, you guys. It's like they want you to see that circumstance or that thing that has you hung up, you know, something from like it goes way back for you, or it's really got a hold of your emotions and you're really sort of connected to it emotionally that you can't seem to remove yourself from that thing. And it's like your understanding of what your dynamic is with this thing is so ingrained in your belief or your story of self or identity of self or emotional enmeshment or attachment to it that is like only understood by you. And it's like, as long as you hang on to that story or whatever it is, like you're not processing pain that needs to come from detaching or working through the emotions of it or being honest and like going through all of the phases. It's like you're stuck in one phase of it and you want to be stuck there by choice, potentially. Okay, I don't know if that's a thing, but it seems this way. And it's like, but to them, you're telling them, you know, oh, I just got to go do this because this person requires me to do this, or I'm like, I don't know, doing this out of a good cause, or whatever you're saying. You know, it doesn't necessarily have to dress you up as being a hero or a good person or whatever, but it's like you're telling them one story and then it's really there's other thing behind the curtain that you're doing. And so it's almost like this person might feel, okay, I'm getting this intuitively, I don't get their feelings here, but what I'm getting is like, don't think I'm stupid, or like you're taking me what is it, you're what's the word here, spirit? It's like, don't take me for a fool, but that's not the word. It's like, you can't trick me. You can't pretend that I don't see or understand this, even though I don't know that if this person called you out on it or anything. It's just they could see right through you in some way. It's like, wow, pile number 2 really needs to sort of deal with this thing that hasn't really hung up, because it's getting in the way of their lover's path. Like I said, whatever, the connection with them or just your life or all of the above. And it's creating a bunch of confrontation here between you and your world, or you and them. And it might have even created, like I said, a breakup. But I feel like there's an avoidance in dealing or making a choice to see this or engage with this, because there's a lot of heartache attached to this thing. And so it's like, if I got to part with accepting the loss here, then you're going to go through some grieving process that you're denying or avoiding. Okay. And so Spirit's coming through here saying that this person, this energy that I'm coming through here, knows that you intuitively know of a truth. Intuitively, you would know better. Intuitively, also, that you might already know this stuff, that it is maybe even apparent to you, but you're choosing to still remain. And that the only way for you to have a breakthrough and a movement out of this thing is like, if you deal with this, so that you could come free into your next world, baggage free, ready to engage differently here. Okay, but this would require you to really process this and heal from this thing in a up and up way, not in a way that's, like, I don't know, but it does come with pain, like processing pain, going through mourning, grieving, or releasing or accepting, that sort of thing. And I don't feel like this person is saying you're in denial. That's the thing. It's like your person is saying, pile 2, like, you already know. You're just avoiding an inevitable. You're avoiding an inevitable here, because there's too much pain attached to this thing, because you're so ingrained in this thing, because it's, your childhood friend or your parent or your sibling, or you're really attached to that hometown or that way that you've always done it, or the experience you had with that person, place, thing, that you're so dressing everything on the outside here, trying to fool me or fool everyone by telling them something and thinking that they believe that story. And it's like, no, you know what's going on here, and so do you. And that you can have success here, but the only way you'll have success here is by processing this painful thing, And they also see maybe that you are healing, or you have done some of this for some of these people, that maybe it's something that you've already processed. And it's like, even like, yeah, so there's this type of an energy too. And this might not resonate for everyone, but it's like you've healed or you've processed this thing, or had time to sort of already see it, work with it, heal with it. It's in the past, but yet the memory of it haunts you. But yet there's something about this thing that still has you. But yet there's still this thing, or it's like you're still emotionally feeding, or like incapable of like finally like just clipping it off, And this doesn't necessarily mean that you're investing in it currently, because it could just be a memory. Like what I'm getting here, like for some of you guys, this might resonate. It's like a death of a spouse, and it's like, okay, now this is saying just get over it, but it's like your life will eventually have to move forward, like you're not going to forever just be crying tears and mourning tears here. So yes, there's a process here, but it's like, I don't know if they're saying, well, you've mourned this person, you've lost this person, it's time for you to be happy here. You already know that your future here is going to require you to take a level of something, but you're still sort of looking at your dead spouses, like clothes, pictures, and all this stuff in some way here. Not like in denial, but just like this, or you're just like, oh, I remember what that was like. And so I'm like avoiding this next phase of my life, because when I do accept the truth or accept this new phase, it's like I finally concluded something. And that means this phase of my life is over. And that you've already accepted it in some capacity, but at the same time you haven't. This is a very weird energy. I don't know how else to describe it, but I think a thrust here is of how you're painting it to this person. It's like this part of your life has ended, or is ending, no, it has ended is how I see it. Okay. And you're just, So I give advice for pile 1, just kind of neutral here. I do feel maybe for this, like, I don't know. I feel like there's an opportunity here in front of you to have a new beginning. And for a lot of you guys, this is connection or just in front of you that has potential. And it would require this next step that you're dressing up for however you are. So let's see. Guidance and advice for whoever's watching here. Neutral, whatever comes through here. Clear and concise, objective advice here for pile number 2. Thank you, spirits. We have the Queen of Wands. So Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. Passion. And we have the 8 of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. Guidance, advice for pile number 2, spirits. Objective advice, the Hangman, Pisces energy. And we have Judgment. Yeah, so this person is saying, like, the only way sort of through is by accepting everything as it sort of is. And that it's going to require you to be in an energy here that might require a level of confidence or a level of, I don't know, even like maybe fake it till you make it type energy, or like want to have to do this, you know, or see it within yourself that you're capable of doing this. Because right now it's like you don't even want to try, or you don't think, yeah, my email went off. So that might be the reason you don't want to try, or you might not think it's within you to do this thing. And it's like, change the way you're seeing it. So they want you to gain a different perspective here on how you're seeing yourself or the situation, or that you're incapable of having anything different, or seeing the value that you bring, or the confidence you could have, or the success that is available to you. Like, there's a lot of truths that is pulling through here that's being wanting you to see, but it would require you to be engaged with the universe and acknowledge yourself in a way here and say, how am I seeing this? How am I avoiding doing the work? Or how am I talking to myself in regards to my stance or my ability to accomplish something here? And is it actually limiting me from growth? Is it limiting me from closing this out? Because anything that's limiting you from moving forward is what is actually the main danger, I guess, here, or the main conflict. This is what is not good, if you will. Okay, because it's limiting growth, movement, success, confidence, everything that comes with you following your lover's path. And so the only way to close this out is to change the way we're seeing it. That's it. And I do feel like there is an energy here of like a hopelessness almost, you know, or like there's nothing I can do. I don't know if that's your energy or whatever, but I feel like with the 8 of Pentacles in reverse, it's like, like not even trying, or I don't have it within me. And then I see this guy hanging here, which is like, I just gave up. You know, I didn't have a fight in me in some capacity. Meanwhile, that's the opposite of this Queen of Wands. This Queen of Wands is full of fire, full of fight. You know, but just being in that energy kind of is like 90% of the battle here, 99% of the battle, because she doesn't really do anything except for like bring towards her success. She doesn't chase anything. And so I feel like it's all about the energy shift. Like, I'm confident, I know I'm capable here, and I don't know, like moving on from the emotional replay of a better time in your past that it has been over or dead, or we're suppressing the process of detachment from it because of the emotional attachment we once had to it. Okay, pile number 2. I hope this helped you guys. I'll see you at the next one. Bye-bye. Hello, gorgeous angels. Pile number 3. You guys picked the Moonstone. I absolutely love Moonstone. Didn't hold the stones up earlier. So could be a lot of emotions here with the moon, maybe a lot of subconscious energies. Maybe there's lots unclear here. We'll see. I do suggest you go listen to the intro, regardless if you've been here before or not, so that we can get rid of whoever doesn't need to be here, or it's just not a match here, okay? So clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile number 3 in regards to the person they came here about, and how does this person think pile 3 is feeling, thinking, at this time about them, this connection. Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good. Spirit, please help me channel this message in a way Pile 3 will understand. Thank you so much, Pile 3, for allowing me to tap into your energy, the energy around you at this time. The energy could come reversed, meaning this will be the way you think your person is feeling. That's absolutely fine. You'll be surprised how many people ask that, even though I say crisscross energies as you see fit. Yes, it's absolutely okay. All right. Let's see. Pile number 3, person they came here about. And how do they think pile 3 is feeling, thinking, seeing this connection at this time? Thank you, Spirit. Let's pull some of these. Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of this connection. And pile 3. How is it that pile 3's person they came here about thinks that pile 3 is seeing this connection? Now, it is coming from their perspective, so it could be triggering. It might be completely way off. Okay. All right. Beautiful angels. Let's take a look. Bottom of the deck, we have the Death card. Wow. Scorpio energy. Massive transformation. A massive release. Spiritually, physically, all around. The Star. 2 major arcana. Aquarius energy. 8 of Cups. Okay, this kind of came sideways, so I'm going to leave it the way it is. 8 of Cups is a walking away energy. Ace of Wands, new beginning. And we have the 7 of Wands. And we have the Tower. Yikes, Death and Tower. What is this? Queen of Cups in reverse. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy. We have the Empress in reverse. My goodness. Taurus, Libra energy. The Justice, Libra. Wow. What's going on here? Okay, non-commitment. Yikes. 19 is Sun energy, or 10, which does talk about transformation. It talks about an end of cycle. Okay, 33 is a master number coming through here. This is all about reproduction. Okay, which is this Empress energy, also Sun energy is this reproduction. Okay, creativity, humor, Christ consciousness, and joy and harmony. This is shame. And we have negative reinforcement pattern with 36, or the number 9. 9 is all about fruition, completion, and fulfillment. 9 is also Hermit energy, which is going inwards, reflecting. That's Virgo. And it's also Moon energy. Okay, which we're going with the Moonstone, Cancer, Pisces. Fears, emotions, subconscious, need to understand. So we have freedom. 101, or the number 2. 2 is all about balance, duality, and choices. Is essence, growth level, liberated, artistic creativity, independence, free will, autonomy, emancipation, and open self-expression. Type 2, the helper, emotional center between giving and receiving. Root chakra. And we have 103, number 4, which is Emperor energy. Essence, growth level, origin, background, source, birth, family, ancestry, and bloodline. Type 4, the individualist, emotional center between lack and abundance. Okay. It feels more right here. Let me sit with this energy, okay? What's under the Star energy? We have the Queen of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Okay. Okay. It's pretty clean, okay, but more might come through. And when I say clean, it's like it's pretty, yeah, it's not too very layered at all. I feel like you guys can crisscross roles, like I said, okay? Don't know who you are here, but I'm going to read it in this way. I feel like your person, hang on, because I don't know how I'm going to read this, if I'm going to read it as your person, as you here, depending on how this pulls through, and I don't want to confuse you. Yeah. So your person, okay, which I do think is you, by the way, but whatever. Your person here is seeing you going through something that's long overdue here with the death. It's inevitable. It's a release. It's a transformation in all aspects of your world. Okay. And that this transformation is really required in order to align you with a future that's made for you, however that is with them. I don't know, whatever this future is here. Okay, that you're in the process of this. And what this would require is you to walk away from certain parts, release and make space. And that you're doing this. You're walking away slowly from things in your world that are, emotionally misaligned at this time and might have been over for some time or just needed to be released in order to make space. And that you are inspired to make this change here and actually fight for your future. Now, there is an energy coming through here that something's happening here that's inevitable, that maybe you were trying to avoid or upkeep because the shift was too grand maybe in your world at one point in time, like you didn't want to part with your world, or you wanted to keep things sort of status quo for some time, but that you're in the process here of now maybe accepting this release and slowly walking away because the fire for what could be is greater. And so maybe you're shifting, or you're in the midst of this shift to sort of come and fight for a different future and maybe make peace with the tower falling, or that now you're seeing your situation here as it's not as structured as you thought at one point in time, and that you're having to accept this form of truth, and that this is creating a fire within you to make changes or walk away from a situation. But I do feel like this person feels it's maybe generated from them maybe walking out of your life, or not being in your world, maybe not emotionally giving to you, or that you crave some form of love, like that love is missing from this equation. So maybe you were really focused on work, or a loveless marriage, or a situation that didn't provide you with love, compassion, and all this type of stuff. And it's like at one point in time, I do feel like this person felt maybe they were the source of this, or they're the source of you having this sort of epiphany, if you will. Okay, even though I don't see judgment, I'm seeing like a spark of inspiration, and that there is this need for justice that you're sort of on the path to fight for, because of a fact that you've tasted love, or that you've tasted what could be for you. And the fact that you've now tasted what could be, it's a driver here for you to make change. And I do feel for some of you guys, it could definitely be a marriage with this Justice card sitting right by this Empress. Okay. And the Tower could definitely be like dealing with the dissolution of an already established marriage. But I feel like Tower for me generally is like the falling apart of a construct, a belief, that we were attached to, that maybe at one point we were keeping up. Like, yes, this is good for me, and this is bringing me all sorts of things here. Meanwhile, all we experienced here was cutting ourselves off from love, and so this person sees as like karma's in play, or justice is ironing out, or this is not working out for a very specific reason in order for there to be justice served, and I don't know necessarily if this person is saying that they're here waiting for your coming back. It's just like, maybe they're thinking, I pulled away, or will pull away, because I don't know if they have already pulled away or are in the process of pulling away, but it's like, by me pulling away my energy or not giving you this love, justice will be served, and you're going to see, and you're going to straighten out your life here, because whatever situation you're dealing with here is void of true unconditional love and something that speaks to your heart here that you've been settling on. Okay, now I do feel like this person feels like you've been flaky with them. Okay, and it could be because of the fact that you are more wrapped up in upkeeping this faulty tower. Okay, now for some of you guys, it's coming through that this established thing could be the mindset, like I said, but it's like the mindset of, I don't commit here because I'm stuck to a freedom. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a marriage per se, although some of you guys, I do feel like it could be an established marriage. But if you're just sort of carefree here, wandering and roaming around the earth, it's like this non-committal energy masquerading as here's my freedom, here's my freedom, here's my freedom. But it's like we never experience love. We never experience the depth of what it is to give and receive love here, because we're really acting out of fear and not wanting to commit to a situation. Okay. And that we were making sort of excuses in some way, or our patterns, like the actions we were taking in our world was actually upkeeping that, in which was distancing ourselves from love. And that there was an underlying reason why we were doing this, you know? And so this is saying shame. And I just feel like it's really representative of a part of yourself that was pushing away love because we were rejecting a part of ourself that needed to be integrated or accepted, that you are deserving of love, or that you are deserving of having this in your world. And that maybe there was a level of, because I am getting here with origin, it's like, and these negative reinforcement, it's like, yeah, there's this energy almost of dressing up your reason for not being committed, and having to actually look at why we're rejecting love in our world, not necessarily with this person, but just as a whole, and dressing it up as some way that we are, or some way that, like, let's say if we're married, okay, that's circumstantial, but this goes beyond circumstantial. It's like, this is my way that I am moral, and that when you get married, you never are able to ever be happy again if you've made a legal decision here. You know, that's moral. You do the stand-up thing here. And it's like, this is integrated into my value so much so, or like there's really this sort of, or like, this isn't what this is, but same along the same lines. Like my father was a doctor, and his father was a doctor, and his father was a doctor, or like, this is my family. I don't know. It's like, it's just like a coping mechanism of a dysfunction here that's not working for you, but that you're tying it into, this is how you have to be, or what you're required to do or be, because it's required from your family or integrated into who you are. And it's giving you this more of a freedom that you're choosing to do this by choice. But like, see how there's this like energy here of by choice, but it's part of who I am. And so this is what's contradicting. It's like, no, you're dressing it up as like the freedom choice here, but really you're not free, because your freedom would allow you to choose what's in line with what makes you feel good here. That's truly free. And here you're sort of bound to a story that you're coming up with in a way here that you believe to be very true, that's saying, this is how it is, you know, or this is how I am, or this is what's expected of me, or you just chalk it up to this birthright, this way of being that can't go against. And I feel like you convince yourself of this, and then you've done patterns like this to upkeep that tower, because I do feel like there was a fighting energy or a defensive energy to upkeep those actions in your world, to justify this sense of freedom, or sense of moral obligation, or sense of duty, or walking in line of your father's father. You know, my father, I don't know, was left my mother, and so therefore I have this sense of duty here. And it's like, but really we're miserable, or really we're not, we're cutting ourselves off at the knees or something. Like there's something very not good here. So yeah, this person is like saying that you're really needing to look at the real reasons why you're denying or avoiding this connection or love in your world. And now, though, like I said, there's thinking that you have a shift, or you're finally seeing the light, or you're finally releasing, or you're seeing the value in a future here in the distance of what could make you happy. And it's as a result of this person sort of, I don't know, coming in here, and your passion for this person, or your desire towards this person, or, you know, something like this. So Let's pull some advice. I don't know which side you fall on here, but we're going to give guidance for pile number 3 here. Spirit, clear and concise message, guidance objectively here for the viewer, whatever comes through here objectively. Whatever pile 3 needs to hear right here, right now. Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile 3. Thank you so much, Spirit. Pile 3, guidance, advice, objective truths. We have the Hangman, Pisces, and we have the Two of Wands. Okay, and we have the Four of Pentacles in reverse. We have the Three of Cups, and we have Judgment. Yeah, see, this is what it is here. King of Wands. So, King of Wands to the Queen of Wands. Okay, that's a match we have here. Divine counterparts. They might see you as seeing them as your counterpart, or both of you guys are cut from the same cloth. Like, we're both the power couple here. You are my person in some capacity. Who are you fooling? Who have you been fooling? And what are you doing? And for a lot of you guys, I do feel as a third party. But the third party could just be the third energy of non-committal, because I'm a free bird here in some capacity because my father was like this and so am I. I don't know. Whatever that is. But here we see a change of perspective, which is all about the choice being in our hands. Like, are we actually choosing to be free, which would be to choose and love and choose what speaks to our heart? Or are we, again, dressing this up as something that is free, but it's really like the cross we bear and we think we must bear it? And so Spirit is saying there's a change of perspective here that needs to happen. Connect to the divine in regards to what needs to be let go of, because it's not in line with our true heart here. And there is this revelation of sorts. You know, there's like coming to an aha moment, seeing the light and rising from the ashes, because after the tower, you know, then we can sort of be reborn here, but we need to be honest and accept things as they are and things falling as they do, rather than upkeeping or fighting against or making excuses or reasons why things must be the way they are or should be the way that they are. It's like, should it, or are we just really fixated on our point of view? And the minute we sort of shift this, then it's like, aha, now I see the truth. Now I see what was faulty. Now I see what I can't build upon. You know, like, you can't build upon a Two of Cups when you have a Three Cups situation. How is that possible? You can't. It always stays sort of superficial here. It never gets to really connecting to, you know, like a true place of giving and receiving love. It stays sort of in this Three Cups energy, you know? And so, yeah, there's coming out of a state of hanging on to what we have, the idea, the mindset, which created this non-committal energy. And it resulted in a loss here of a relationship, or experiencing this person giving love to you, or you experiencing a back and forth with this person in a beautiful way, you know? Chariot, yeah. So success, Cancer energy, and this is all about balance and victory and success and moving forward. So I do feel this person feels you can have success in moving forward here, and Spirit is saying if you want to experience a victory here, it has to be in a balanced way of integrating any sort of shadow self that is really the fear, and identifying it, then integrating this fear into positive action, which would require you to see things differently here in order to make different choices, because you are confronted here with a choice. And so one choice is to reinforce the negative behavior pattern and keep the tower. And the other choice is to release what might feel comfortable to us and not cling to it, and allow ourselves to experience love or someone we love and go down that path, even though it might require us to do things that make us feel uncomfortable here. But this is the revelation we're needing to sit with and understand fully. You know, how are we dressing up freedom? What are we dressing up as things that are a part of us, innately ingrained and embedded in our DNA, that we can't do anything about? Like, this sounds like a very fixed sort of position here, you know? And 4 is all about stability. So I feel like there's already an already established structure of sorts here, and it's quite comfortable. And it's like, maybe we need to really, really allow it to be shaken up here, so we can make conscious decisions that can steer the course of our action towards love and compassion. Well, that you're saying there's love and compassion here, according to what Spirit is showing here. Okay, so yeah, maybe you are in the process of doing this. But anyway, this could definitely be how you are seeing your person. If that's the case, you might want to go check out another pile. And I love you very much. I'll see you at the next one. Bye-bye. Gorgeous angels. Pile number 4, you guys picked the rose quartz wand, which I did not hold up. Rose quartz is all about unconditional love, love of self. All right, let us take a look at the person on your mind and how they think you are feeling and thinking at this time, which may or may not be accurate because it's coming from their perspective. I do suggest you go listen to the intro, whether you've been here before or not, okay, before you get all up in a tizzy. So let's see. Clear and concise message in regards to pile number 4, person they came here about. And how is this person thinking that pile 4 is thinking and feeling at this time, right here, right now? Spirit, clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good of pile number 4. Please protect me and the viewer as I channel this message for the greatest and highest good. Thank you, pile 4, for allowing me to tap into your energy, the energy around you at this time. I'm very blessed to be here. Thank you so much. Now, this could be reversed, meaning it's how you think your person is feeling and thinking. Okay, if that's the case, go check out another pile. Okay. Clear and concise message for beautiful pile number 4. No, I feel it's like this. Interesting. It's coming out kind of in chunks. Clear and concise message for pile number 4, Spirit. How is it the person they came here about thinks that they are feeling at this time? Okay, let's pull 2 oracle packs here. Clear and concise message regarding pile number 4's person they came here about, and how are they thinking pile 4 is feeling and thinking at this time about them and this connection. Thank you, spirits. Thank you so much, pile 4, for allowing me to tap into your energy. You realize you guys have a lot of readers, and so I'm so blessed that you are here, allowing me to tap into your energy and the energy around you at this time. Okay. I just had a feeling this person might have not have seen you or talked to you in a while. Yeah, they might not know what's going on here. So we have the 3 of Swords. Yeah, look at this. Oh my gosh. First thing, heartbreak. We feel you have heartbreak. Let's see. 7 of Cups in reverse. Okay. So we have the 5 of Wands. Yikes. And we have the Emperor in reverse. Aries energy. And we have Judgment in reverse. Holy camole. 9 of Pentacles. All right. The Chariot in reverse. Cancer energy. King of Wands. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. Okay. Interesting energy, you guys. We have 3 of Cups in reverse. King of Swords in reverse. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and the World in reverse. We have the 3 of Pentacles in reverse and the 9 of Wands. Yikes. So we see 3 of Cups, 3 of Pentacles, 3 of Swords. Some of you guys are dealing with a third party. Doesn't have to be romantic, but someone might have interfered here with this. Discharge 29, or the number 2. Awareness, refusal, self-forgetfulness, inhibition, self-censorship, needs suppression, unconscious prohibition. Type 2, the helper, emotional center between giving and receiving. Defense mechanism, ego, root chakra. 51 with fear. Number 6 is lovers, being afraid, anxiety, worry, dread, scared, apprehension. Type 6, the loyalist, thinking center between mistrust and trusts and ego level. Yowzers. We have reactivity, 38, or the number 11, and wavering. 7, which is all about faith, wisdom, reflection, and understanding. It's also Chariot energy, which we have here, Cancer energy. Okay, this is interesting. Let me read this and see what's under 7 Cups in reverse. We have the 3 of Wands, another 3. We have all the 3s out here. So you might be seeing 3333. Okay, it could be an angel number here that has significance. 33 is reproduction, creativity, humor, Christ consciousness, joy, and harmony. 3s are all about growth, relationships, and initial success. Threes are all about fun and groups of people. And we have this Three of Cups in reverse. Okay, let me keep going. Okay. I feel like this person is seeing you as somebody here who chose a third party. However this is, sex, drugs, rock and roll. I don't know. Okay? Or chose to stay in a state of distraction, or chose the funner path, or the immediate gratification, or chose, I don't know, drinking. Like I said, chose something here. And that maybe at some point in time, you had this person as an option here. Yeah, that you had this person as an option here, or maybe you couldn't decide, or you kept them as one of your options. And that now maybe there's a lot of heartache that's created here. And I don't know necessarily whether they feel you're experiencing a lot of heartache so much as I think you created a separation and a heartbreaking situation by being, I don't know, immature or in the moment or in your shadow, or, you know, like this inability to self-censor yourself and react in the moments, maybe immaturely, maybe make a poor decision, maybe do something here that was not honorable, is actually what I'm getting, and not seeing it or understanding it at all. And it created conflict. And so there might have been words of conflict, or now you might be conflicted here, or angry, or like still in this like combative energy, because you don't fully understand what the root of what this painful situation was, when it stemmed from your reactivity of acting from shadow, which is really stemming from a fear-based place. Okay, but I feel like they think you don't fully see it or understand this about yourself, and that this wavering is like there was a need to be honorable and stand up, and we wavered on our honorability. I don't know, that keeps coming through. Honorable, you know, like we didn't do the honorable thing. We didn't stand up when we should have. We didn't, we cowered it out, or we listened to the fear, or we like did something cowardly in some way, you know. I don't think this person, I don't know. It's like it was selfish as well, right? By this King of Wands, it's like you were thinking of yourself, but not in a way that's like, in a positive sort of way. This was some way that's like nobody won in some capacity here, because all it created was a reckless decision or a reckless conversation or something reckless. Because the Chariot normally I read is just stuck, you know, stopped, off balance. But I'm really getting like it went very fast, like the wrong way, you know, or it went too fast that it just sort of toppled over here. So a situation got all toppled that created this Three Swords. And it was like, I'm just going to think of myself in this situation, but it's like misaligned here, because it's like you weren't thinking. That's what I'm getting. Like you weren't thinking or understanding long-term consequence. And like you're sitting in this energy now, potentially, I don't know, like missing this person, or feeling like heartbroken about what had happened here, missing your choice, missing the opportunity to choose wisely, sleeping on it, or not choosing it in the moment, or choosing the thing here that was, like I said, like some unhonorable thing, because we didn't have enough insight or enough maturity, or we were too selfish or immediate, and then therefore it created something to topple over, and that maybe you don't have closure here just yet on a situation, and it's like now we cannot work together. The thing we were trying to build, or the way we were working together, it's like fell apart. The plans fell apart here. But I do see this Nine of Wands, and this is the wounded warrior, you know, the resilient warrior who's still sort of in the fight in some capacity, but it's like guarded, protecting oneself, hiding behind a wall, not ready to like sort of face combat again because we're gaining our bearings in some capacity. But it's like, I don't know, there's pain and suffering, and there's like a pause period here, and there's like a thing that fell apart. And so I don't know if this person like reacted to you in a way here that maybe, because I do see this Five of Wands, and so I do feel like you and this person, or again, third party, like there was a lot of differences of opinions, I feel here, which were really heated with all of this flame. It got very heated, it got very heated, it got very heated. This is what I'm hearing, you know, and it wasn't honorable. It got very heated, and now we cannot be friends, or we can't have fun, or we can't build. Like, it seems like the rug got pulled in some way here. And it was like a cold act, I feel here, with the King of Swords in reverse, like calculated in some capacity, but not so much because it was reactive. But it was like, why it was calculated, I feel, is because, was it calculated? No, not calculated. That's the wrong word. It's not really what I feel here, but it's like it was self-serving. That's what it is. It's like you knew you were serving yourself in that moment. You knew what you wanted, because the King of Wands knows what he wants, and he steps over people, and it's like this person feels like you stepped over them, or like recklessly just reacted and like did something here, and it was cold, and it was absent of feeling, absent of taking into consideration other people. Yeah. And it was like maybe to prove something here. Like, I don't know if it's like prove, like to the extreme, I feel here. Like the Chariot in reverse and this Three Cups, it feels to the extreme. Like, I'm going to party hard to the extreme, or like I'm going to recklessly, like, you know, that's what I'm getting. Like recklessly over the top party, or recklessly over the top, like do something hurtful here to like rip. I'm seeing someone rip up the plans, like rip up, I don't know, rip up the agreement, or oh, what is this? Let's see. I do feel for this group. I need to see some more. Spirit, can we just see some more here for pile number 4? Clear and concise message for pile number 4 in regards to another layer here. What are we seeing here? Like, did someone act in fear? The Moon, the Seven of Cups. Like, this is all about fantasy and illusion and not seeing clearly, you know? Cancer, Pisces energy. We have the Ten of Swords in reverse, like an ending here. That was 3 swords. Yeah. Created pain. And then the Six of Cups. Six of Cups is the soulmates card. It is the card of like reconciliation. We see 3 cups. They're also a card of reconciliation. Although 3 cups was in reverse. This is like a person, place, or thing of the past. Maybe you chose a soulmate, or you chose something here that created conflict or created an ending. Page of Pentacles, and then the Six of Wands in reverse. Okay, Chariot in reverse, Six of Wands in reverse. Yeah, definitely there wasn't success to be had here. In fact, I feel like the plans fell apart and it didn't work out. And like, Page could be talking about communication, or like this opportunity somehow here that fell apart or couldn't then be built upon. And there's a lot of like not seeing things clearly here, which led to this heartbreak and this ending. Although there's something weird about this ending, because I feel like there's still the Nine of Wands, which means someone's still like wanting to, and I don't know if this is how your person sees it, but is like someone's still wanting to fight for this, and like it's over, but is it really over? Like it seems like there's a lack of closure here potentially, but it's like we're separated or we're parted or we had like a dispute here because this is someone's words, actions, intentions created pain and suffering. Yeah, even the World in reverse is like it's not really closed out, and this is all about soft, loving emotions and like compassion and like forgiveness and like okay, I'm going to put them all back, and then we're going to see if we can just get one more, and then we'll get some guidance here because I feel I'm missing something potentially here of what I'm supposed to see. Let's put these back in here. Spirit, clear and concise message for beautiful pile 4. What am I missing? What is it that pile 4 needs to know about this way that pile 4's person is seeing or understanding how pile 4 is actually feeling? No, I said it wrong. Pile 4's person and how they think pile 4 is feeling and thinking at this time. Can we get a layer deeper? Pile 4's person, how they think pile 4 is feeling and seeing things at this time. Six of Cups again. Wow. Temperance, healing. Sagittarius energy. 5 of Pentacles in reverse. Being left out in the cold, kicked to the curb, 10 Cups. Page of Wands in reverse. And then the 7 Swords. Ouch. And then the 4 Pentacles. And we have 2 Cups. 2 Cups. Wow. 6 of Wands in reverse. It didn't work. Okay. This person is sort of seeing you as maybe being guarded with the 9 Wands and like you're withholding or you're holding back from this person because you're hanging on to maybe being right or whatever happened. It's like you're clinging to my story. That's my story and I'm sticking to it come hell or high water. But behind all this, there's like a 2 Cups to be had. There's love. There's like compassion here. There's like a shared sort of soulmate energy here. Okay, but I feel like this person sees whatever happened here as like a loss, and also that maybe you're feeling defeated or not appreciated or not successful, or this thing didn't go according to plan or not, it didn't succeed, and you're not being rewarded or seen in a way that maybe you had wanted in some capacity here. Yeah, and like maybe it was an ego blow to you, or maybe like you didn't enjoy the outcome in some way here, but that there's like healing, and so like you're having to sit in this energy in order for you to heal and process, and that there is again this like happiness here to be had. I mean, 2 Cups and the 10 Cups is the ultimate relationship, and 6 Cups. And it like sits here while you heal, and it's up kind of in your hands here, whether you want to explore this or not, but that you're holding back or you're too guarded to go explore this and communicate. It's like you don't want to communicate. You don't want to explore this. You might be being stubborn here. And it's like you'll experience this being out in the cold until you don't want to be out in the cold anymore. And it's like the only person you're really deceiving is yourself. Like until you're honest, until you acknowledge that you don't want to be out in the cold, or until you release your grip of being right or whatever it is, story or whatever, there's something you're hanging on to or you're understanding in some capacity or not wanting to let go of. Yeah, it's like, okay, what I'm getting here is this person thinks you don't want to be wrong or you don't want to accept some form of defeat or being wrong in a situation here. And it's at the expense of this 2 Cups, but they're like, but this 2 Cups is like strong because it's the truth. Like there's potential, there's love. It's like stronger than your arrogance, or it's stronger than your stubbornness, or it's stronger than this grip you have, which you're going to get sort of tired of being sort of sad, lonely, abandoned, left out, because this lie is going to fall, because lies only go so far. and that there's a need for you to admit some form of truth here that you're not wanting to admit to me or to us or to this situation. And you're only trying to maybe deceive me in some capacity because you're not wanting to let me in. Like, this could be just, it's all about me and I'm strategizing to get what I want. And victory, it's like very self-serving. And it's like, you've been self-serving. You haven't been upfront. You've been deceitful. You haven't been honest. And all this has led is your 5 pentacles. And now you're hanging on to that position. And so you're just falling on your sword. And you're going to experience just this dissatisfaction here. And that really, what feels good here is all around you. And until you embrace it or understand it, because they sort of know you want to move towards it here, but you're blocking yourself from this. It's like only in time, only when you sort of see the light here with, I don't know, like when the situation sort of is more tempered, meaning when tempers aren't flared, when you're not reactive, when you're not in fear, will you see a truth? And sort of, I think, like with the hand on the head here, I'm getting like, oh, you're going to see what you've done and sort of regret it. Or like you're going to, like not pat yourself on the head. You know what I mean? Like, oh, what have I done here? Like there's like an admission of acknowledgement of something that we feel bad about being sneaky, or feel bad about avoiding something, feel bad about omitting truths, feel bad about lying, whatever the thing was here. It's like, oh, now I see it. And it's like this person saying, when you see it, you're going to sit in it, and you're going to sit in it and sit in it and sit in it until you acknowledge that you're withheld or blocked. And you're going to do that healing process through here. And then you might want to have a reconciliation. You might want to come with a level of sincerity here, because they see this as, again, like a potential here of a 10 of Cups. And this is why it didn't feel like it was over, but that you couldn't censor yourself, and that you reacted, and that you were, like inhonorable in how you went about it. There's this wavering, instead of being like true and true, through and through. What is it called? True and through and true. I don't know, whatever. Instead of being solid in that, it was wavering. It was like flighty. Whatever you did was flighty. You got scared, or maybe you just got worried, or you got some sort of cold feet here, or I don't know. You did something and it was a little reckless, and it was just that sort of thing. So let's get you guidance then. Yeah, that makes a little bit more sense here to what it was coming through. So we'll get objective sort of guidance here, whichever side you sort of fall on here. Spirit, what is the viewer needing to hear? Clear and concise message, advice, guidance for pile number 4 in this situation, circumstance. Clear and concise message for the greatest and highest good. Thank you so much, Spirit. What is it that pile 4 is needing to hear that's going to help them resolve whatever this is? Okie dokie. 7 of Cups. Wow. Still in the 7 of Cups. Okay. What is this? Yeah, the Star. Okay. 7 of Cups and the Star. Aquarius energy. 6 of Wands in reverse for the 3rd time. Okay. So somebody could have really be feeling here, not seen, not understood, or not appreciated, or not valued. It's like, I wasn't recognized for all I've done, or there's some level of, this like not being celebrated, not being, not getting the accolades they feel they deserve here in some situation, and definitely, like I said, could be an ego blow here. 10 of Wands in reverse. So 10 Wands is when we need to put something down. We're carrying too much stress. In reverse, it's like a surrender here. The Tower in reverse. Yikes. There's the 4 Pentacles. Hangman, Pisces energy, and the 2 of Swords. And decision here, and then the 9 Swords. Okay. And we see the 3 Pentacles underneath all that. Okay. This is kind of clear. Okay. I don't know who you are on what side. This might be advice for your person. I have no idea. You take it and do whatever you want. Maybe it confirms something here for you. The whole point of this thing, okay, whether this was a lover, friend, whatever, I think what was in the potential, we saw 10 cups, we saw 3 pentacles, we're seeing the 6 cups over and over again. There's a potential to build something here. Spirit is saying it's all sort of a future thing that can happen. And I do feel like with this energy, it's like whoever's energy I'm tapped into here wants this vision or has this hope, this desire, this future vision of what they could build together in collaboration with you or with another here, because this is about 2 people building something together that they couldn't build on their own. That's stronger and stands the test of time. Okay, this is their wish, their hope, their desire. There's some future vision here. And in order to do this, we need to get very clear and make wise decisions, and not decisions based on having our cake and eat it too, or keeping every single option open and sort of squandering and not getting clear about what we want. So we see the star here in this 1 cup. Only 1 cup here of all the options is your true desire, is your wish, is your future realization coming into manifestation here. There's only 1 cup. Every other cup is, I don't know, games, sex, drugs, rock and roll, whatever. Okay, it's not to this 1 cup. And the 1 cup, like Spirit is saying, is your wish come true. Is where there's going to be enlightenment and joy. It's going to break through all the confusion and the clouds. But we need to choose wisely, and we need to have an understanding why maybe we don't choose wisely. Are we acting out of fear? Are we being reactive? Are we unhonorable? Are we, do we need to censor ourselves? Are we, this is need suppression with the Chariot in reverse. It felt like a reckless energy that was just doing whatever, whenever, however. That's not very structured, and I can't really build in that energy. And so I feel like we weren't successful in that energy. It didn't work in that energy. Things fell apart in that energy. We're not seen or appreciated anymore, or maybe we just lost out, or it's like, oh, I used to get all these accolades and be, seen and loved and appreciated. And now I am not experiencing this at all. And so Spirit is saying, like, there's a need for us to surrender to the divine and put down all of the tense energy we have that's built from fears, built from trying to prove something. And in this case, there's an over heaviness is something we need to put down that we're hanging on to. I want to be right, or I don't want to let go of this way of my being, or this provides me a level of comfort, or this gives me security. But whatever this thing is, we're really hanging on. And we don't want it to fall. And this thing is ablazing. And we are getting it confused with the true star. So we see 2 stars here. And so Spirit is really saying the thing we're hanging on to is a tower, which towers never sustain itself. It's going to fall with a windstorm all of a sudden. It's like a sandcastle, just a boop. It's going to fall regardless at one point in time. And the universe does this when we can't make the decision to let go. Then the universe comes and rips it from us, and it's very painful. So the universe gives us chance and chance to make right decisions and work in conjunction with the universe. And when we don't, and we go against, and we hang on, and we suppress, and we deny, and we do this energy, the universe comes and sends in the storm, the fire, the whatever. There's a fire coming, and guess what goes down? Both stars. Because not only was it the star we were hanging on to that we thought was the cup, but also the actual where the happiness lied, where we could see our future happiness. Both of these fall, and we lose out on both opportunities. Okay, one wasn't really an opportunity, but they both fall down. So Spirit is really saying, take a look at this energy, because it's a sabotage energy stemmed from fear. Okay, and it's creating a sabotage in a way that will make you lose out on both opportunities, okay, or both circumstances or whatever, the thing that you want and the thing that you're sort of hanging on to that's already sort of needing to go or needing to be accepted as defeat in some way here. But we don't want to take a defeat. We don't want to take a loss. We don't want to let go. And so Spirit is saying, like, when we can't decide, when we sit there, instead of embracing the sort of truth and sort of choosing the cup and be honest, and we sit there and sit there and sit there, the universe sort of passes us by, and it's a decision on itself. So this is the card of sitting there and not deciding. And then all of a sudden the universe makes a decision we don't like. And then we get really stuck, and we're sort of at the mercy of whatever happens here. And I feel like Spirit is really saying we're in a situation where we have to see things differently. We're really stuck on our point of view. And right now, this point of view is, how can I hang on to being right, or the thing that gives me comfort, or the thing I don't want to let go of, despite everything that's going on here, despite the signs, the symbols, and everything else that's telling me otherwise, because I have a lot of anxiety. The anxiety in letting go, the anxiety of what I'll lose, the anxiety of Like anxiety is coming through very strong here. It's keeping me in my head. And this is about fearing the worst. The fears for the fears for the fears. And we start to really anticipate what could go wrong and what had gone wrong and what. It's a bunch of that. And it keeps us frozen. And it keeps us perpetuating the same story over and over and over again. It doesn't provide any solutions. And so Spirit is really saying, if we want to really have the truth and clarity, we have to decide. And in order to choose correctly, we have to see it from a different perspective. That's what's going to free us. Okay. But just worrying about it, staying in our head about it, and enforcing why we need to stay here. Because I feel like there's a justification of why I need to stay here, which keeps me inactive. And it perpetuates this anxiety feeling. And it's almost like maybe we anticipate that we're going to lose out on both, or that this tower is going to fall, but it's like, I'm going to go down with the ship. Okay, that's a very Hangman reverse. Why are we going down with the ship? Like there's a need to surrender and put down this burden. And if we just have to accept the loss to move on, then we accept the loss to move on. But maybe we don't want to take that ego blow, And so we're sitting here like trying to convince yourself of something else over and over and over again. It's like, but I don't want to be lost, or I don't want to be seen. I don't want to be seen as I don't know, somebody losing or giving in or letting go or surrendering to something here. I want to appear in a certain way. And it's like, no, that's just your fixed perception. Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, it's like there's this energy of, we think, because we saw the 9 Pentacles, we think we're making choices here out of our own independence, our own like free will to be confident in all this, but really we're really dependent on maintaining a level of comfort, so much so that we're actually not free and independent. It's actually the fear driving here. And so we're actually getting the opposite of freedom and confidence. We're getting anxiety and we're getting a dependency. That's what we're getting. So if we want to build, we need to start seeing things differently, and we got to know which cup we want to choose, which one's aligned with the ultimate future here. Because I think Spirit's really saying like your hope, wish, desire, whatever it is could come true here if you choose it, but you can't sit idle. You have to choose it. You have to choose it, and to choose wisely would mean you'd have to know and see differently, and see your situation like, I don't know, that there's something here in your mindset that needs to be let go of or accepted here in order for it to fall away, because it's not true and it's sabotaged in some way, but it's really tied to your ego and loss and that sort of thing, and how you're being seen or perceived or appreciated or accepted. So pile number 4, this is your reading. I hope this helped you, and I will see you at the next one. Bye-bye.